So here is another episode of Whatever Happened to the Game. This is part 2 of talking about the Alien games as they came out. So here again, Adrian Tepes, and joining me today is Albeleo. Thank you for joining me.
Hello, how are you?
It seems to be more of our alley because now we both have apparently played Alien versus Predator. That part of the Alien games when in the late 90s and early 2000s up until 2010 they were releasing games based on the Alien versus Predator concept, which began in Dark Horse Comics back in 1989. I'm surprised it was that long ago. That means that basically it's before even Predator 2, which was released in 1990. So going on, you see we recommend Good Old Games by CD Projekt Red. So have you had any good games you got off of GOG, Albeleo?
I don't really use GOG, but I have used Warcrafts 1 and 2, and they work beautifully on there.
It's funny because they gave away Warcraft 2 to me on GOG, and I finally just decided to just play it for the fun of it because I've only played 3. I mean, 3 was great for multiplayer and this custom games like War Chasers or Dota. Before Dota was a Steam game, it was on Warcraft 3. So
yeah, I remember the good old days myself. They're gone.
Well, what's crazy enough was that I found that I get the remasters for StarCraft and Warcraft 3 automatically by just using the installer from Battle.net. So they'll just, because I'm installing it, they'll give me the remaster version. So for being away so long, I guess it pays because I bought it earlier.
Sweet.
And also recently, GOG works on Amazon devices. So Amazon Luna on an Amazon tablet will play these GOG games. Not all of them, but some of them, which I think is great.
Cool.
So
glad to see it's expanding.
Yeah. I mean, I tried the Xbox Live trial for about a month where I played it Xbox games on my phone. It's not quite as good as Steam yet. I mean, it depends on me having a really good internet connection to live stream the game from a cloud server to my device.
Yeah.
So here is our recent works. I had a somewhat recent video. This is from a few months ago where I talked about Lords of Shadow as an alternate timeline, and of course your most recent Rings of Power review.
Yeah, that legendary debacle now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's finally up. It's out. People can enjoy it. And now I got to catch up thanks to Amazon.
Yeah, I got frustrated with copyrights myself. You can probably see in my early videos where I just did still frames with a little animation like the frame moves. Because I was frustrated with the actual video clips being copyright claimed, but I just went still frame.
They were tagging even the still frames on a lot of them. Drove me nuts.
Wow.
Oh yeah, dude, the depths of annoyance I delved into was my own, like the 10th circle of hell.
Dante's Inferno, huh?
Basically, yeah. Like I would, like, there was I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but for those who have, there's a moment where I make fun of the guy who uses like a smoke charge because the Harfoots go tumbling down a hill, and when they get to the point where they're supposed to stop and sprawl, the tech misses his timing and detonates the smoke charge off screen and late, so they've already stopped moving, and then the charge goes off. And in order to do that, the first time I did it was just like two unedited clips that like were put together, and they tagged it. Okay, no problem. Then I did a still image of the ladder, and they still tagged it. And then I shifted the timing. And even though it was a still image of the same moment, so it's like 5 seconds of video, and then the last frame is a still to show where the screw up is, so that I can zoom in and point, put the cursor in. They still tagged that. Dude, I was losing my mind. I was about to tap out. And it was only this episode.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, getting more back to what we were going to, this is a brief recap. So we were talking about how in the dark age, when consoles crashed, Alien and Aliens got their start on PC as floppy disk games.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Alien in 1984 on Commodore 64. Basically a kind of strategy game where you arrange what various members of the crew do to try and find the alien and kill it. Obviously, you can deviate greatly from what happens in the actual movie Alien, but it's a fun way of looking around in rooms, making text choices on your screen. And it's the first Alien game they came up with. Second was Aliens on both Apple II or Commodore 64, also a floppy disk game, and a set of 6 mini games meant to reenact the events of the Aliens film. So that was the start, and just talking about the 90s starting with Alien 3 and Alien Trilogy, Alien Resurrection. A lot of it was Sony PlayStation again, because PlayStation had the hardware before the Xbox to really handle FPS the way these games worked.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now in the 90s, after Dark Horse introduced this in comic books in 1989, they decided to make video games based off of Alien versus Predator. So they had Alien versus Predator on Game Boy, Last of His Clan, Alien versus Predator on Super NES, and Aliens versus Predator Arcade by Capcom. So, yeah.
I did play a lot of that Super Nintendo arcade.
Yeah, I found it funny after I watched Predator and realized, okay, and I'm going to actually show footage from Alien vs. Predator Arcade. It's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
very intimidating when you have to fight the gorilla alien in the sewers, and then you're just like you just like tap it and it falls over with embarrassment.
I think the funny part of the is just that you're playing it like Double Dragon or Final Fight, only you're playing it as Predator.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the arcade. It's so funny how it begins. It's like, you want to live? Come with us. Which is like fourth wall breaking Deadpool humor, referring to the Terminator. And it gets even better because you play as the Predators are best buddies with Alan Dutch Schaefer from Predator 1, the guy played by Arnold in the first Predator movie. He said, hey, let's be best buddies and kill aliens now. Here, I'm going to take out the banner just so you can see the cheesy dialogue here. Yeah, we're your friends now. We want to kill aliens together. Okay.
I like how the only thing they changed was the helmet for that shot.
Yeah. So yeah, you can play as Alan Dutch from Predator, and I'm not trying to remember anywhere in the Alien franchise there was someone called Kurosawa. Maybe not, but I'm sure she has to be a reference to a character from somewhere in the Alien franchise. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, I'm actually unfamiliar with her character, but I do love that Arnold came back technically, and he's as American as ever.
Yeah.
Dude's chin is built like a Yautja's.
But now they don't care. That's like, hey, you want to kill aliens? Come with us. So I do like how the arcade has two different kinds of Predator. One of them has slower attacks, but he does more damage when he hits. The other one's faster, which helps you when you're trying to evade or prevent yourself from getting cornered when they're attacking you.
I love that out of the blue, they're just like, by the way, pizza, and the coach is just like,
that's
oh,
actually that's his traction disc, his boomerang disc from Predator.
No. Just a moment ago, he killed one of the Xenos and out popped a pizza. Like it was like Ninja Turtles back in time.
There's a can of beer right there.
Yeah.
I guess Predators drink beer now, huh?
Pretty much.
Whoa. So yeah, it's a beat 'em up game, but
it's a trap.
It's just funny where all the places they went with the different alien variants in both the arcade and the Super NES. Oh, cheese. Kind of matches. This game is cheesy, but it's good. It's fun, kind of cheesy. If you ever get to go into an arcade and play one of these consoles, your friend. I'm gonna move on a little bit to get to SNES that we've been talking about so far.
Sure.
I find it funny that some of these games don't know if they're really R-rated or not. It just starts with the aliens casually holding a person. I mean, I don't know. Let me see what this is rated for a minute.
Pretty sure it was like KA, right?
Oh yeah.
Like kid to adult.
It might even be before the ratings because the MPAA ratings for games were 1983.
Yeah, true. Which is such a goofy. Like I get why it happened, but there were way worse games than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there were. But I don't know. I mean, like True Lies, based off the movie with obviously Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't think that was rated that high. I'm trying to remember what early rated M games they had besides Doom.
Primal Rage was like the main competitor. It was actually
okay.
Yeah, because like in Primal Rage, you were you would, one of the fatalities was basically to piss on your opponent.
Or it was really funny how Street Fighter 2 was like rated T for teen and you see Kimmy's ass.
Yeah, basically.
But it's always funny in the SNES one how there's always like Predator weapons flying around.
And I know there are way fewer objects and everything because clearly the Super Nintendo cannot like handle things as well as the Sega could. But
right, but picking up the alien head points, that was cool. How did you cut their head? Oh, I just punched their head off.
Basically.
Oh. Actually, I want to skip ahead to the ice world because that was funny too. I love this one so much.
Because
the shark alien,
stupid gorilla alien, was so dumb.
Yeah, you just keep repeating the same thing over and over.
Such a long and tedious fight for like no good reason.
Just slide. This is probably my favorite stage of the whole one. Just jumping down deeper and deeper in the snow.
Yeah, it's like you're descending the mountains of Nars from Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, It does look similar. I was trying to think of it. The only part that annoyed me in this one is how you couldn't really fall off the edge. But
Yeah, just to speed up the process.
yeah.
I like how there's basically just like a xenomorph in the background in the hive.
Yeah.
Oh no! Never mind. That's a dead person.
Yeah.
I thought there was just a xeno in the background. Like, I'm not getting in this.
Now here's the 8.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there were gorillas on an icy planet.
Right.
And then there's also just the tone of the music in this game. Like it's so upbeat.
Right.
Even though you're playing a game that's based off R-rated horror franchises from Fox.
Mm. Yeah, they literally showed just in the background like a bunch of burst out ribs, and yet everyone's like, nah, it's fine.
So we're gonna be going over to another one next. After this.
Mm-hmm.
So after the original games, here is where it picks up with really go into first-person shooter territory.
Yeah, I'm much more familiar with these ones.
Yeah,
I should go through and play the old Alien games. I have that arcade one up here on the shelf.
Alien versus Predator arcade or Aliens?
Yeah,
arcade?
yeah, the one we just saw, the SNES one.
Yeah. So these are pretty good. Unfortunately, only 2 of them are actually available on GOG.com or Steam, or you can watch them on YouTube. Because Aliens vs. Predator 2 was done by Sierra, the people involved in developing the first Half-Life game, as well as Empire Earth. Unfortunately, the rights went into limbo, so the Rebellion ones, the first and third, are the ones that are fine being distributed on Steam and GOG. Aliens vs. Predator 2 is in limbo, so you need to own the disc either for PlayStation 2 or PC, or we just can't get it. It's a bit ridiculous, but I still think the first and third somewhat make up for it. I believe Rebellion Software was busy, so that's why they had Sierra develop Aliens vs. Predator 2. But that's just the unfortunate thing. Sometimes that we end up having lost games in this world, and Aliens vs. Predator 2 was one of them.
Yeah.
But we will have some footage from Alien vs. Predator 2 coming up as we go through this one. So this will be the Predator campaign from Rebellion Software's 1999 game. Actually, I don't want to skip the cinematic. Why did I skip that one? There, that's better.
Mm-hmm.
So these
good old MOVs.
Yep. Okay. Such a perfect homage about how they did the triple laser sight from the Predator movies in this. But yeah, the one thing I liked so much about these games was how they chose the setting. So for these games, they just said, "Hey, we'll do it after Alien 3," so it doesn't really conflict as much in the timeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so many of the other comics and everything else.
Yeah.
Put it in the universe, but separated enough that it can still technically exist without messing with the canon.
Right. But I think the other interesting part is that you have 3 campaigns. The one I haven't completed yet is the Alien one. But yeah, it's kind of interesting too because the villain ends up being the same no matter what.
Reporting unit 2.
In a way, because it ends up being the corporation Weyland Yutani that's your main enemy, no matter what.
Of course.
It's cool how it's a different reason every case. Because if you're an alien, you want them off your territory. If you're a predator, you don't want them making more aliens, so they need to be killed off. And human, you want to escape them trying to kill, use you for their own means.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't care for this game and the other AVP one, not the big like 360 release, but this one and its sequel, is the super fast, Quake style movement. It's just like this does not fit AVP.
It gets much worse with modern machines, obviously, because they can just easily process all the data in this game so easily. So, before they had the ability with GOG.com or Steam to do this game, I tried running it on my computer that was from, 2004, and this game ran so ridiculously fast, I couldn't respond to it because my computer just processed it so quickly.
Yeah, it's annoying. It drives me nuts.
So
I used to play Quake all the time. Like I have the reflexes to be able to keep up with it, but it's like eventually in the fray you're gonna get hectic and you're just gonna lose it. And it like running around at this kind of speed does not like play accurately for what a predator should be doing.
Right. I mean, I figure that if you're a predator, your perception would be kind of similar to real life. In a fighting tournament, and your perception isn't exactly. It seems to be a little like slowed down slightly because you're just reacting to so much.
And
that's what I'll talk in our later game recommendations when I talk about the Matrix games or Max Payne, and that's where I kind of like those games because they kind of felt convincing with their slow motion mechanics. To an extent. Even the needles. More or less, I'm going to go get to the human campaign real quick because I like how the human one starts. It starts as a big Meiji look. Oh, wait, you missed that one? Oh, come on. I like the nightmare at the beginning. You think that you got face huggered, but it's just a nightmare to be a kind of Meiji look. Haha.
And like what we saw earlier before the dream, it's like this. I like these little in-game MOVs. They're so charming.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing how they got these decent quality videos on the wall in the game. Back in 1999. 2000 if you're considering the special edition.
Move your ass to the area.
Get your ass to the area. He was really trying so hard not to say get your ass to Mars.
Oh, he's trying not to laugh. You can see it too. When he said it, he's holding back ears to laugh. I can't blame him. But yeah, this part, I like this because you can only use a flashlight or your motion sensor. You can't use both. So, I mean, night vision or your radar. But you can't use both. But
Careful, Private. We've lost contact with the ops team. We're getting some weird signals down there. Something
the one thing that got a little bit ridiculous is how you never run out of flares.
you might have some trouble. Concentrate, you're on your own.
Flares would take up some space. I mean, you could carry quite a lot of flares, but I'm sure there'd be some limit there. But I feel it kind of worked with the lighting, like you saw right there.
Yeah. Well, every game that actually had lighting effects like this shit was tense. You know, it's sort of like what they did with Doom 3 before they ruined the lighting in
right,
BFG edition.
BFG was when you had the flashlight on your gun, which is, that's how real special forces and SWAT teams work now, but it
Sure.
didn't have quite the scare factor from the original.
Exactly.
You had all the flashlight in your hand or the gun in your hand, but not both. And, eventually I got used to Doom 3 because you could see, if you were carefully looked, you could see the red eyes of the monsters in the dark.
Yeah. And that was good. And so I get why you have so many flares, but the flares are also very limited in how they operate.
Right.
This is good.
Right. And part of it too was just the fact that, Alien is meant to be horror. Doom was just violent arcade for the most part, with some dark spots in the originals. I'm not going to discount those.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt the dark part of Doom 3 was a good step into how actual 3D Doom should work. Wow. Just turn your night vision on. Come on. So I'll get to the Alien one next. Alien campaign from this next. Oh no, here it is. Actually, we'll get back to it in a minute. But yeah. So this is from Alien vs. Predator 2010.
Yep. Yeah, this is probably considered to be the best game in the franchise.
Oh, I agree. I felt the cinematics were quite a bit better. Yeah.
More out, motherfucker.
Listen to the Predators make that. I got you.
I don't know why you wouldn't send them out first. I know it's better for dramatic purposes, but still.
Right. I always thought it was maybe to even the score a bit, so now it's just the people and they don't have any fire support, but they're a warship.
Mm-hmm.
But it introduced quite a bit, like now you can see that there are Predator vessels floating too, not just them.
Yeah. And it's not just a drop pod. This is an actual ship.
Cool. Right, shuttle sometimes.
That was always a goofy thing. It's like, well, find out what happened to the others. It's like, they just landed. Are they already dead?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the original because, like, find the captured Predator and kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You faced off against Xenos before. It ain't the Xenos that got me.
I mean, it was just text, but it said in the original Alien vs. Predator, like, this is not a hunt, this is an extermination.
Ben,
Yes.
no more Marlin. We don't know who.
I never really did play the multiplayer for this, but man, I sank so many hours into this single player.
Oh, I played for a brief time on Steam. The original Alien vs. Predator had some multiplayer games going, and it was interesting because there was a race to see who could get the most alien kills, or who could last the longest with waves of aliens coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like essentially the forerunner to what you think of in Call of Duty Zombies. Only it's aliens running at you,
Yeah.
not zombies.
Sounded like it came from here.
Oh, ouch.
Sounds must bounce around this place.
He didn't hear his own guy get killed.
Stand down. Hold tight, I'll be there.
Gotta love how
They had the mechanics so you could just use their own weapons against them. That was.
Oh yeah,
was a
it's
good
just
part.
funny that mechanically it's like, oh, I have to be on the lookout. I know that enemies are around us, and then a very clearly, obviously, not human sound is being produced, and he's like, I'll go check it out.
But the craziest part is you could trick humans into thinking there's another human, and you're obviously an alien.
Yeah.
Wait, so the predators are ventriloquists now.
Pretty much.
Be right there. Sounded like it came from here.
And they obviously learned human cursing too, for some reason.
Contact at 25 plus. Unknown hostile. I'm under attack. You think I'm gonna stay out here longer than I have to? What's the
Over
problem?
here.
I'm under attack. I have to run for my life. Over here. On my way. That's because that's all from that same era from Oblivion. It's like,
Yeah.
if you give me a septum, I can get a new pair of shoes. Oh, the Gray Fox? He's over there. It's just like what the hell?
And remember, we never spoiled who the Gray Fox is. People have to uncover that mystery for themselves.
Yeah. It's just so goofy that they would hard shift as much as they did.
Right. This is also the time where they had. Wait, Metal Gear Solid 4 was 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm trying to remember what was 2011. Oh, that was Deus Ex: Human Revolution was 2011.
Mm-hmm.
That was. Then it was Metal Gear Solid 5, 2014. Oh, first alien. Yeah, the one thing I like about this is the improvement as a sequel is just the fact that you can have an actual multi-move. I mean, it's somewhat realistic that you can kill an alien with one shot in the original, but it's like first-person. What do you call it? First-person boxing, maybe.
Pretty much. It's like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but you can actually win.
Yeah, more or less. Oh. So we're going to go back to stage, and yes, I'm going to try and pull up Alien vs. Predator 2 because I still have a sad feeling that because that game is in the graveyard of copyright.
Ah.
Here it is. There it is. Now I have an Alien. Because this is the first one of the Alien vs. Predator games.
I was gonna ask, what'd you say? I couldn't hear you over the Trump ship.
Yeah, that was slightly realistic there. So it was the first one where you could play as an alien, starting off as a baby face hugger, and you have to
Mm.
survive from then forward.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
So, while this game is essentially dead, we still have it on YouTube thanks to these wonderful gamers who helped provide it for us. But yeah, this is how you start. You start off as a baby, and you have to make it along without people getting you. And it's funny because people as a face hugger, you can die from being stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. I'm not sure where when did the whole idea of being like tiny and someone could crush you come to games? I think it was Duke Nukem 3 or something.
Oh, I don't know. I would imagine like at least Mario, if that be the case.
Yeah, because in this game, when you start off, you can't let people step on you, and you think that would actually kill the person too with the acid, but whatever.
You also told us to expect 9 containers. We received 17.
I don't want to hear excuses. Get it done.
Uh-oh. Except a bunch of missing containers. I wonder what's in them.
The loss of Pod 5 is a major blow.
Setbacks are to be expected.
Yes, Dr. Eisenberg, but the committee is still waiting to see progress.
We've made
good
considerable
old Deus
strides
Ex
in
graphics.
deciphering the alien chemistry.
Yeah,
The committee
actually,
wants
Unreal
commercial
graphics or
applications.
Quake
You
graphics,
promised
Quake
cures.
graphics. But I
Instead,
think
they
this
hear
is the Unreal
stories of
Engine right here.
unauthorized research. There's even a rumor you want to try to harness and control the hive.
I'm not responsible for what politicians choose to believe.
I would hate to see your entity jeopardize your future.
It's
I
funny
recommend
watching
let this
these
project get away from
cinematics
me. File
from
that
these
in
old
your
games.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
this
like
was
playing the Jaws game all over again.
or Morrowind.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're late. What's that?
The package is larger than normal, so is your payment. As always, do not open it.
Oh yeah, and this is the game where the members of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation always had those suits covering their head as well,
Mm-hmm.
and they even made different
like this.
chest bursters than normal people. So what did the corporation do with their people? That they have different aliens coming out of them.
I'll be right out.
What Weyland-Yutani? What did you do
What's
with
the
your
problem?
employees to make dog aliens
Richter,
pop out
General
of their
Rykov wants
bodies?
to see you now.
You gotta be kidding. I'm scheduled for departure in 15.
Schedule's changed. Get moving.
Oh, come on, Lloyd. Give me a
I know it's the
Let's
Weyland
go,
Yutani
Hotshot.
symbol, but it just looks like he's walking around as a Astra Militarum from
Yeah,
Warhammer.
whatever, yeah. Uh-oh. I don't think you're supposed to drop that package.
Right.
So I think the Alien one, this is probably the best Alien campaign of the Alien vs. Predator games, because it's,
Okay.
you essentially have to go and kill the heads of the corporation, go back to Earth and kill them. That's how revenge,
Don't sass me, soldier.
how brutal revenge plot is.
Okay.
Of course, I don't want to spoil too much from Alien vs. Predator 3 or 2010, because there is the plot reveal, and it's cool they got the actor from Aliens to voice the character again. They got Lance Henriksen back for that one.
Yeah, he's in so many of them.
Right. Oh, he's in the. Oh, right. He was in the bad Alien vs. Predator movie too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was in the first AVP as the original,
Bishop.
the original Bishop. He was
Charles.
Yutani.
Charles, yeah.
Uh,
Charles Bishop.
Weyland, sorry.
Yeah.
Bishop Weyland.
Yes, Charles Bishop Weyland.
Why aren't you men at your usual posts?
And it's funny because even though I'm guessing that Ridley Scott disregarded canon. I originally thought in Prometheus that Peter was Charles' son. Because it's funny because I mean I guess they don't regard continuity, but Peter Whalen's big invention that got him started was creating artificial lungs out of synthetic material, and Charles Bishop had lung cancer.
Yeah. Well, oh, it's because you know as well as I do that oh man, Ridley Scott didn't he wasn't a fan of Aliens.
No, he wasn't.
Nor the direction that it went, which is so funny because like everyone was like, oh well, why it's so stupid that they did this with the alien because now it's just a creature that we made. It's like, but that was always the intention. It was obviously always something that was man-made, or at least made in some way.
Well, yeah, but I mean the horror for Alien is that these are wild animals that we can't control.
Yes.
And Predator is the opposite. It's aliens that consider us to be wild animals that they hunt.
Sure.
So it's appealing to our fear in two different ways: the fear that something isn't under our control, or the fear that we're being treated like we treat animals.
Just don't forget it's hazard pay.
Hazard pay. If only they knew. They should have had that box better held together. This is the fun part. You just, yeah, or at least you have the ceiling, but if someone steps on you, you die.
Yeah, which is so funny considering the durability of facehuggers.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
I mean, just the Xenos in general, but the facehuggers.
Right. I mean, you figured if someone stepped on them, they would die too from the acid.
Or have a very, very unhappy day.
Right. I mean, it's fun because it makes the game challenging because you have to, not be stepped on and be careful. But it is the good part about this game is that what it means to be a facehugger, and don't get seen, don't get stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, Toby? Either of you remember the name of that auditor that was in here last week?
The one with the nice ass? Why, are you in love or something?
I'm supposed to review the report, but she hasn't sent it over yet. Sanchez?
Meanwhile, you're a facehugger looking to find a piece of ass.
Sanchez, son.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure it was Sandoval.
I'll try both.
Ask her if she's dating anybody.
Yeah, it always like boggles my mind that they never made like a proper stealth like thief style,
Right.
PvP game.
Right. This is perhaps the closest thing you actually get to it.
Mm-hmm.
No, Chaos, you didn't miss too much. We're some part of the way through, but we're going into the Alien campaign of a dead game. Oh. And this is the other fun part. I mean, you never know what aliens do, obviously. It's a fear factor, but in these Alien versus Predator games, you eat people to kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wait, actually, I'm wrong. There was the alien eating a person in Alien 3, so this isn't the first time. But
Requiem had one.
oh, wait, the alien ate somebody, was eating someone, and it got angry, so it attacked the people watching it. I don't think I finished Requiem.
Yeah, in Requiem, there's after the bullies attack the pizza boy in the pool because for some reason the girlfriend's like, he's a pizza boy. I'm way turned on.
That scene was
She
it was tough.
Yeah,
it works for the dark, but it was in the dark. It's hard to see things.
everything in that movie was in the dark. The sun was in the dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, they briefly show one of the Xenos pulls out one of the bodies and starts eating him with the inner jaw.
Right.
Also, hello, Chaos. How you doing? Good. Good. I'm glad to hear.
Good. So now you're still tiny, but
Mm-hmm.
it is funny because this is this part you're coming to where you fall, you go into the furnace, but obviously you got to be careful. So I just liked Alien vs. Predator 2, and it's sad the game is dead because this game had a much more difficult survival mechanic with the alien at the start. Much more.
It's interesting how he just kind of sat there and let himself be eaten.
Yeah, it's one of those glitches in this game. You just eat the person's foot, and he can't do much. I mean, you think that even if you're biting someone's leg, they would at least take out a knife and stab you or something, but I guess not.
Mm-hmm. I can't. Every time I see him waddling around, I can't help but think of the parody from Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, yeah. Hey, Chaos, this is Alien vs. Predator 2. It's a dead game in copyright limbo because it was done by, as you talked about this earlier, it was done by Sierra rather than Rebellion Software. But then it went back to Rebellion Software, so this is lost. The copyright for this one is lost. Technically, the only one you're supposed to have is the disc for either PlayStation 2 or PC. So, good luck.
Oh wow, that's funny. I don't know if you get if the truck moves again, pay attention to the wheels. The wheels and everything are actually designed like their skin actually has a light point instead of it being a single tone across the whole wheel and affected by the light. There's like there's a top right section that's light and it'll rotate.
Yeah, that was a cool part about this game. I'm not sure where the lighting that we got in Doom 3 began. I know part of it was easily this one. And when we talk about Halo, it's going to be talking about how a lot of things didn't start with Halo, but Halo kind of refined mechanics that existed already into something that was a little more streamlined.
Yeah. Well, when did this one come out again?
This is 2001.
Oh yeah, then it precedes Doom 3.
Yeah, so Rebellion was somewhere else, but Rebellion did develop the 2010 one again. But Sierra came out with some good ones like Empire Earth and the first Half-Life.
Yeah, way to make a very long-standing series that is sure to continue no matter what. With Half-Life.
Oh, you ate the cat. Why?
Oh, finally, we got Josie.
It's funny because you never see cats die.
Only survivor of this series, my ass.
What the hell is that? Let's get out of here.
He ate the cat. That's what.
Run like hell.
How many cats did you eat? I'm trying to remember.
I have no idea. But apparently this whole game takes place in Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, this one's actually in a corporate facility.
Balls, that jump was crazy.
Yeah. And now it's time for more lunchtime.
Mm-hmm. I do like that it's a bit more slowed down than
Yeah.
from the first one.
Bad weather.
Oh.
Jesus. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
He's just on top of him.
Yeah, it's a glitch. Come on, you're... Oh, it's a corporate guy. It's not an android. Never mind.
Let's go.
Yes, flail around with your alien martial arts.
Yeah. Oh, Springfield, Illinois. I've heard of that before. But this is back to 2010, but
Sure.
but again, just going back to how much I like you can punch it out with aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the block mechanic wasn't too bad either.
And it's funny also how your claws get glow after you kill so many of them.
Yeah.
And that's the glory kill.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny how all these games play fast and loose with the damage of the acid and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, in the 2010 game, they explained it as Predator has the opposite of alien blood. Their blood is alkali, so it cancels out the alien blood.
Yeah, it's like the end of because like this death or that glory kill was from
Requiem.
Alien vs Predator Requiem, because
He
when he's fighting the Predator, he grabs it and rips
He
it out.
grabs the tongue and cuts it out. Yeah. Never mind the continuity, like total continuity screw up that Requiem would involve.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Not to
they
mention-
pull up the middle of Colorado. You can't just say
Uh-huh.
nothing.
Yeah, not to mention that like when he rips out the tongue, it just starts vomiting up blood profusely. It's like, well, the Predator's dead. Like he is just dead.
Right.
On my way.
Even more funny was the fact that in the movie Alien, they were actually using styrofoam for the acid effect in the first film.
Oh, it was a clever trick. Looks great.
It's styrofoam and acetone, which is, in real life that's poisonous if you mix those two together, but it worked very well to make it look like the metal was being dissolved. Yeah, I did like it how you could mess around with the various equipment.
Yeah, by just being Doom Guy and smashing everything.
Yeah.
We need those fences back online.
Uh-oh. The fence is down.
Casinos and the compound. There he is.
There he is! Damn! A riot!
It's a jailbreak.
Looks like
Only I get to collect the alien heads from this jailbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also the cheesy part. I didn't finish the game for recording it, the original Alien one, but the whole Xenoboard thing looks like it was hilarious. Because somehow the company made a cyborg that was an alien, with a laser, but it's like your thing is easy to kill if you just use the spear. It's also crazy how far in the 2010 game you can just jump.
Oh yeah. Not that the Predator hasn't been shown to make great leaps anyway, but still.
Well, they did in Alien vs. Predator 2004, where they just like jumped across the hallway in the scene where they
when they're the first
in the pyramid
engagement.
Yeah, they see it and they try shooting at it, but it jumps across the hallway. But I at least like the fact that you can win as the Predator in these games. Defeat those humans and defeat those xenomorphs.
The colonists must have been dumping their waste out here for years. There's something moving around in here.
And it ain't no man.
Yeah.
Such a good one. It's the culmination of all these games. And it was great to have Rebellion back.
I do wish this ended up getting a sequel. They could have refined so many of the mechanics.
Yeah, but then again, they used their efforts on Colonial Marines and the other Alien Fire Team and Dark Descent and Alien Isolation. So I'm bittersweet about it.
Yeah. I never went through and played the DLC for Fire Team Elite. I played the hell out of the base game and like capped out each of the classes, but I never did get around to doing the rest of the campaign.
Yup, Dan of the Bar Jack. Billy was really spooked.
And it ain't no man. Yeah, how much of a badass you have to be to, intimidate Sonny Lendon? The dude had a bodyguard for other people.
He went on his own terms. That's all I've got to say.
Come on out, motherfucker. Hold tight, I'll be there.
Sounded like it came from here. Was that movement?
But as we're going to finish this up, we'll get back to the main page.
Sure.
So a few bits of news. Sale on Steam. Satisfactory is a new Steam game. Factory Business Simulator. They put the Marvel vs. Capcom games 1 through 3 into one big collection for purchase on Steam. And next time we're going to be talking about the Alien games up till now with Fireteam, Colonial Marines, Alien Isolation. Should be pretty fun next week. Are you still on Fallout, Albeleo? So I think I'll stop by that one.
Yeah, I need to try and finish up Fallout, and as long as I don't get stuck doing a lot of stupid crap again, I should be able to finish it in the next at least 2 runs. I don't know how much more I got to go, but I should be able to finish up Fallout, and after that, I think it's just going to continue Rings of Power.
Okay. I had a poll. Everyone wants me to play Metal Gear Solid. So aside from Curse of Darkness, I'll be playing the original Metal Gear Solid.
Sweet.
So last thoughts. Hey, everyone. Thank you for visiting. We're going to have this as a compilation of these 3 episodes for whatever happened to the Alien games. And then we're going to be talking about Halo games next. Should be more fun. So again, you got plenty of Halo games using the Master Chief Collection, and I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Be safe out there, and until we meet again, farewell.
Thanks for coming, everybody.